If you guys did not know this, Michael Todd has an upcoming match at the next East vs West events, and in preparation for this and in his general training, he's been doing the Devin Larratt style pronation lift pretty much every single day. And he just recently hit a new PR of over 163 pounds, and I found this lift to be super impressive. I think that the form is really good, all things considered, and he lifted the weight somewhat easily. It looks like he still has more in the tank, so I'll be really interested to see what numbers he ends up hitting, because he's already just about at Devin's PR of 165, and he's looking really strong. Now, as far as the technique itself goes, I think that there's a few things that we would be looking for. Firstly, how close to parallel is this forearm angle? Because if it is perfectly at parallel with the ground, that's the angle where 100% of this weight is actually going to be attacking the elbow flexor and attacking the pronator. And if we find the frame where the weight actually begins to lift off the ground, it's a little bit hard to tell, but it's somewhere in this range right around here. And you can see that this forearm angle is very close to parallel. Another thing people often talk about is that Devin normally kicks his wrist back whenever he's doing this lift, and sometimes whenever we see other people doing this, they have their wrists cupped. But if anything, it does look like Michael might just be slightly kicking his wrist back. It's a little bit difficult to tell from this angle, but it certainly doesn't look like he's cupping. So overall, I think this lift looked really clean, really solid, and it almost looked better than Devin's lift to me. Looking at Devin's most recent lift right before his Levon match, I think it looks like this strap is running more down his forearm, and it looks like his forearm angle is more steep, it's more vertical than Michael's was, so probably less of this weight was actually attacking Devin's elbow flexor than when Michael lifted a slightly lower amount of weight. To be fair though, it does look like Devin may have kicked his wrist back just a little bit more than Michael was. But overall, I found this lift to be super impressive. Michael is right up there with some of the very best people in the world at this lift already, and I think he's just going to continue to get stronger because he's only been doing this style of training for a little while now. I'd really like to see Michael pull someone like Georgi Tsvetkov in the future, maybe Evgeny Prudnik, someone who really relies on getting their wrist bent. I think that would be a really solid test of Michael's progression in this area.